Здравствуйте, друзья, с вами все еще Flapjack'a, и мы продолжаем с вами проходить грим Fandango Remastered. И, в общем-то, давайте мы пойдем отсюда. Потому что я хз, что тут еще сделать. Пойдемте вот сюда, мы тут еще не были. Тут двойной спуск. Что там происходит? Кошачьи бега?
The cats racing. We were always so sad that we never showed the cat races, but that was for budget reasons. Obviously, we didn't want to cut the actual cats, but I wanted to have giant cats running on a track like that.
And the idea of a cat's racing being herdable enough to race is pretty. Why cats?
Why cats? There was a. God, I don't remember. Why cats? That's a good idea.
I mean, I just remember making the music going wow at some point, because you're near the kitty litter.
Не, в натуре прикольная идея. Так, вот тут вот что-то есть. Кто-то. Походу никого. А, нет, есть.
Oh, hi! Betting stub, please.
What?
I need the betting stub for the race you're interested in.
Interested in how?
Interested in seeing the photo finish file for, of course.
Oh, I don't have a betting stub.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Короче, возможно, мне нужна квитанция. Поставить на кого-нибудь надо. Так, вот тут вот что? А, ничего, мы просто обошли. А вот тут вот. Так, стопе. Сначала сюда.
There's all these background scripts that do things as you enter a room. It's like start all these scripts when you enter the room, like do all these background actions. Then when you leave the room, it's supposed to stop all those scripts. And it was all left to chance because left to programmer error. And there was one. So we were talking about this earlier. There's a script that runs the cat races, and it runs the announcer for the cat races, and it actually. True to Tim's attention to detail, he wanted it to actually simulate cat races, and
there
actually
are actual cat races going on.
There are cats that are being raced, and the same name will show up, and you'll hear this cat getting ahead of the other one. I think Chris Purvis did that.
Yeah, and the odds are real. The winnings are real. It is.
Yeah, Manny's wallet fills up, and of course the cat races are running, and so it's in the background. The announcer's running, and it's the simulation of these cat races being run. And yeah, they never killed that script. So you play the rest of the game from the cat scene, and the cat race simulator script is always running.
Yes, from the moment the cat races start to the end credits of the game, the cat race simulation is going on in the background.
There are still kitties racing today.
Yes.
А вот тут то же самое.
Anybody there?
Look,
А, да.
I told you we don't have any kitty hats today.
What?
You have to wait until Tuesday. That's kitty hat day.
I don't want a kitty hat.
Fine with me. What's your bet then?
I don't gamble. It's a conflict of interest for me.
Then why did you call me down here?
For the friendly conversation.
Так, может вниз сначала спуститься? Пойдемте вниз.
It's strange. The characters in this game don't like to go into crowded areas, almost as if it's too hard to render them.
Так, тут есть куча проходов. Пойдем сюда сначала.
I'm not sure what I hate more, crowds or cats, but I'm definitely not going near either one today.
Хорошо. Пойдемте сюда.
They don't have much use when they're alive, and stuff they don't have much more. Beloved Sandspoof, this regal and majestic feline was a record holder for speed and a favorite of the crowds here in Rubacava for many years, until her career was suddenly and tragically cut short on the second week of the racing season, when the airship Olivia 1, on its maiden voyage, crashed onto the track mid-race and exploded. Many bereaved fans testified later that before the blimp hit, Sandspoof was in the lead.
Все здесь было написано, да, походу? Так, тут дальше-то, по-моему, нельзя пройти. Разве что вот сюда.
Fuchi, that smell is peor que la muerte.
Так, тут жратва.
I could open it with my teeth, but I'm not that hungry.
Может, косой? пока.
I don't want to mess up my blade.
Да. Хорошо. Что еще тут есть? По-моему, ничего. А это... Что-то есть.
Tempting as it is, I just can't bring myself to jump in the giant unclean kitty litter.
Это какашки, что ли? Ну, ёб твою мать. Так, хорошо. Нам тут делать нечего, похоже. Пойдемте отсюда. Что-то я тут ничего не нашел особо. Пойдемте сюда сходим. Так, тут у нас просто балкон или есть проходы, а? По-моему, это... А, нет, тут есть проход все-таки. Ох, фак, там куча проходов. Не, подожди. В таком случае я сначала поднимусь наверх сейчас. И схожу вот сюда.
How big were those when you drew them? Like the posters and the murals and stuff?
We could actually work rather big.
Did you have Photoshop back then?
We had Photoshop, but I don't know if we had layers back then. Or
Oh, we had layers.
I think we did. Oh yeah, we had layers, but maybe
Paul just
only.
didn't know what they were.
No, but I think too. You only had one undo or maybe two undos.
Oh wow.
Come upstairs. Adieu.
Блин, тут сразу два диалога. Давайте еще раз. Че, нет? А, понятно. Понятно, короче, здесь мы можем только сюда пройти. Только сюда, дальше сюда. Блин, как будто балкон. Тут есть рычаг. О, закрыли. Это какая-то станция, что ли, или что? Так, туда мы явно не пройдем. Пойдем сначала сюда. Так, тут мы можем пройти еще далее. Пойдемте сходим.
There it is. Max's giant cat racetrack. How's a regular guy with 3 roulette tables supposed to compete with that?
Я вроде как шел сюда. Так, вот тут просто причал. Похоже. Да.
To some extent, Grim Fandango is a bit of a mutt. It's got pieces of Jedi Knight, it's got pieces of Scum, it's got pieces of Outlaws, it's got pieces of, it's got iMuse coming in, and it's got the Lua language. So it was a game kind of made on a shoot, for all the technical challenges in it. A lot of pieces were sort of pre-existing, and kind of it was a matter of maybe a new era of game development where you don't write everything from scratch, but you kind of put it together in the best possible way.
Well, and one of the kind of the side effects of that was, since we had pretty robust solutions to video playback and rendering and art pipes in front of us, it really, a lot of the effort, aside from just making everything, all the blocking and tackling working, was spent on how to making games like this convenient and producible and artist friendly. And you had built some tools that were really unlike the things that appeared in RenderDroid or Smush or some of the technologies it was built on. So it's a bit of a mutt in that we borrowed a bunch of really great technology, but there's also a lot of really innovative stuff.
Знаете, по-моему, здесь как-то криво сделано. По-моему, оно идет, потом обрывается. Да, вот смотри, давайте обратим. Вот, например, эту волну возьмем. Вот она идет, и хоп, обратно. Хоп. Кривовато немножечко сделана водичка. Ну, ладно. Это простительно для такой игры, такого года. Что это такое, собственно-то? Здравствуйте.
The one thing for a sound designer or for a composer, when the story is great and the writing is great and the pacing is great, whether it's a film or a game, you can't help but weigh in a successful way yourself, because there's this flow already, and you're just participating with it and enhancing it. One of the jobs of a composer, especially in a game like this, a lot of time passes, and you need to both entertain the listener and provide musical interest, but it has to also last for a very long time without being tiresome. And I think Pete did a great job at striking a balance between a great deal of musical interest, but also kind of hanging back and taking its time and letting the story unfold, letting the player concentrate on the game.
Hello, operator? Yeah, it's me, baby. How'd you know? Hey, don't say that, sweetheart. You know I meant to stop by and... I'm more happy about leaving town every minute.
Not now, Manny. I'm in the middle of something with Naranja here.
О! Это этот парень на ранее.
Looks like it hurts.
I love how all the characters have very distinct voices that match their personality and their look. Like, how much would Tim give you direction, and how much was your direction influencing?
Well, like ideally, when you go through the process, you you have character pictures along with the audition copy, and we would send that out to the various agencies, and the auditions would come back, and I mean, it kind of, the process kind of does that for you, because you're listening to the auditions and you're looking at the picture, and you narrow it down to, like, a handful of candidates, and then sort of we'd sit down with Tim and just go through them, and that's, sometimes there's only one choice, you just know it.
Right. It's just so great.
Yeah.
All of them.
What you do is you cast for, like, the major characters, and then you use that same talent pool with a lot of the smaller characters. Right. And so that's why Kay is, he was cast for Velasco, but then the croupier just was one of those that's like, okay, well, that fits, he works.
So you let the actors pretty much kind of come up with their character as well when they look at the picture?
Yeah. Definitely, like, for those secondary characters, they're totally undefined when you're in the studio, and so you just kind of sit there, look at the picture, look at the lines, talk about it, just set a dialogue voice in, and then go.
I just create. I love it. It's just creative everywhere, like through the whole thing. Like, not just with us, but even with the actors and stuff like that. And you really are like watching a movie.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Absolutely. And you really want that relationship between sort of the voiceover director and the actor to be collaborative, and allow them the freedom to bring stuff to the table and try things, and it just adds a lot.
Значит, они говорят, то есть то, что они говорят, как сказать-то, в общем, переводится это попозже. Давайте еще послушаем.
Which is the name of All Souls Day. That was one important casting thing that meant so much at the time, and I love The Usual Suspects.
Yes.
And there's a burn victim in the very beginning of the game, a guy who was burned on the ship.
Right.
And he's in the bed, and he's the first guy who says, "Guys are so safe."
Okay, right.
Is this Hungarian or Polish?
Yeah, yeah.
And we got that actor to do Toto Santos' voice, because I was like, I want him to sound like that guy from Usual Suspects. And so if you listen to him, he's
That's
just
awesome.
like, I wanted to have him say, "Guys are so safe."
Так, хорошо, поговорим с ним.
What's that you're working on there?
I told you, Calavera, not now.
Хорошо. Так, здесь я ничего поделать не могу. Холодильник. Пока он не видит. Может, что найдем там? Нет? Ну ладно.
I really doubt I'll be touching that anytime soon.
Холодильник явно для чего-то нужен. Явно для чего-то нужен.
Look, I need that. You need to hold still, or I need to strap you down. Look, you need to hold still, or I need to strap you down.
Так.
It's empty.
Yeah, I got to remember to get more liquid nitrogen from morgue.
Liquid nitrogen?
Freeze the bones, less painful that way.
Hey, that sounds good. I could go for that.
You got plenty of painkiller in that bottle of yours, so shut up and hold still.
Что мне с ним сделать-то? Мне надо что-то с ним сделать, чтобы он в итоге не пошел. Говорить с ним я вроде не могу. Да. Уж у меня что есть? О! Нет. Хорошо, что у меня есть еще? Я думаю, это не пригодится, это тоже... Ну хорошо, давайте пока тогда оставим его. Я там еще не был в одном месте. Может, даже не в одном, может, там опять развилка. Так, по крайней мере, мы его нашли. И теперь надо только понять, что с ним делать. Вот и все. Он тут себе татуху набивает. Так, вот тут мы не были. Вот здесь и здесь. Пойдемте сначала сюда. А, вот даже как. Мы прям сюда вышли. А. Тогда нет, стоп. Вот это можно открыть, не? Если нет, то тогда уйдем.
It's locked, but there's nothing up there anyway. This gate only leads up to the Lambada dock, and the Lambada's gone. I've got the lumps to prove it.
Так, я тогда знаете, какая у меня сейчас идея появилась? Может быть, сходить к этому чуваку? Мне же пропуск нужен. Давайте я сейчас сначала схожу к себе. А, это не туда. А, кстати, может ему сказать, что я видел этого парнишу? А, ладно. Хорошо. Так, а где? Получается, здесь, да? Моя кафешечка. Оу. А кто это? Ну, окей, я тут еще не был. Так, стоп. Эй, где?
This is where I had never heard of actual sea bees before, and someone made that. I talked about how they could be these bees down there, and they're like, oh, like sea bees, and I was like, what are sea bees?
Yeah, they were a Navy thing. Yeah.
And wait, does that come from the letters CB, like?
I don't know.
Or construction brigade or something.
Yeah, good. Like
that.
Jeep comes from general personnel vehicle. Yeah.
So and this bee is called Terry because of the character from On the Waterfront, Marlon Brando's character named Terry. So that's where we got all that stuff.
Так, морские пчелы, да? Ну привет. Давайте поговорим.
Cold one, huh, Terry?
Yeah, it's always cold when you're unemployed, Manny.
Who's unemployed? Aren't you guys in the union?
The union? They don't look after us little guys. They're run by the coppers. And you of all people should know, Manny, that the cops are in bed with the gambling joints.
Hey, I run an honest joint. We ain't in bed with nobody.
What about the protection money?
We pay every week. On the nose, through the nose, like an honest place should.
See what I mean? This town is just a big conga line of hustlers, all laughing and dancing and scratching each other's backs.
Why aren't you guys up there working?
You don't know the deal down here on the docks, do you, Manny? If you want to get the jobs, you have to pay the unions extra dues. And that ain't cheap. We don't pay, and so they put us on barrel duty.
Why don't you just pay the union off then?
We got our pride, Manny. We're straight stingers, you know? Not to mention we just don't have any cash to spare now that we're not working. I mean, it's like a problem where, the solution makes the problem, worse.
Like a catch-22?
Yeah, wow. I wish I knew words like that.
Интересно, как они заплатят бабки, если они не могут работать? Где они возьмут их?
If the union is crooked, why don't you register a complaint?
That's a good one, Manny. Did you hear that, guys? He thinks we should register a complaint.
You bees are being exploited. You should do something about it.
Yeah, what can we do? We're just a handful of unorganized drones. We don't know nothing about nothing except just how to take it on a chin.
I think you're just a bunch of complainers.
You don't know what it's like, man. Every day we come down here, we try and make an honest living. We find out that you gotta be a crooked bee to win down here. He knocks the pollen out of you, man. He makes you weak.
Since you're not using your tools, think I could borrow them?
Well, we sold them to feed our families.
Then how are you ever gonna work?
I told you things were messed up down here, Manny. I told you.
If the cops own the union, and gambling's in bed with the cops...
Yeah, and then who really runs the gambling, right? Well, no offense, but Maximino is really the big boy in town, obviously. But word is, he gets his orders from some hardcore gangsters in El Mero. Yeah, that fancy cat track is really just a big laundromat, if you get my drift.
Hey, can I borrow one of your union cards?
What, are you kidding? You know how much I had to pay Chow Chilla Charlie to get mine?
Угу. А, Чарли, этот Чаучило, получается, у него можно взять ту карточку.
You guys know a seaman, Naranja?
Nah, CBs and sailors don't mix.
But you're in the same union.
Well, maybe so, but some traditions are sacred there, Manny.
You bees gotta be strong.
Things just aren't the way they should be down here, Manny. It's like the worker bees. They do all the work, but we can't affect it's like the way that things are produced should be controlled by, we should, forget it. I'm just a dumb, hungry, out-of-work bee.
We are starring... Чё? Ладно.
It's Raphael Sparge, who he was actually the main character in Knights of the Old Republic, in the original game. But Raphael is a big on-camera guy, and hadn't really done a lot of voiceover. And there's a scene later on where he's addressing all of the workers. And the thing about Raphael was that he physically performs when he's in the studio.
Oh, right.
So as he was addressing the field, he kept on going off mic, and so the engineer's like, "Oh, we got to keep him on mic." And so I said, I said, "Hey, Raphael, can you stay on mic?" He's like, "Oh, really sorry." We re-rolled, and all of a sudden his energy just went.
Oh, interesting.
Down, and so it just wasn't working the same way. So we pulled out another 2 mics and put him out.
Oh, that's great.
So that he could then go, "You are the fat cats of industry," and he could kind of move his head, and we still caught it. And so then we just cut around the 3 tracks to get the final take.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. But he's a great actor.
И там пчела летает, может мне? У них есть инструменты, походу. Инструменты там нам нужны вроде были. О, маяк. Ну, погнали. Погнали, чекнем, что там в этом маячке есть.
It's locked.
Oh fuck, it's locked. Так, печальненько. Не чекнем, что там есть. Ладно. Ладно. Но я думаю, мы когда-нибудь туда вернемся. Уже с ключом. Так, ну вот сюда пойдем сходим тогда. Ай, давай, ну. А, это обратно, да. Хорошо. А вот сюда. Ага. А как мне вернуться к себе, а? Я просто хрен его знает, где мне тут найти выход к моему заведению. Ну, я упал откуда-то сверху. То бишь, мне нужен лифт наверх. Нет, тут нету никакого лифтика наверх. Либо лестница. Ну, лифт был вот где-то в этом здании. Вообще, вот тут был лифт. Но я сомневаюсь, что он меня приведет туда, куда надо. Да. А, тут вообще закрыто. Вон там лифт. Да. Пойдемте. Я вот не знаю, зачем вот это сделано. Или просто чтобы было. Ну, хрен его знает. Ладно. Нам нужен лифт. Наверх, кстати. Да. Мне определенно нужен лифт наверх. Мне определенно нужна. Кстати. Я вот тут могу ведь подняться наверх, но Для этого я хз, что надо сделать. Поэтому просто уйдем отсюда. Как и пришли. Попробуем. Хрен его знает. По-моему, где-то на этой высоте и должен быть наш ресторанчик. Наверное. Ну, хз, короче. Ну, где-то, да, где-то здесь должно быть. Поэтому, возможно, где-то здесь мы и придем, кстати, тут. Оп.
Why there's so much union jokery in games that I've worked on. I've always found it maybe because it was a big part of like movies that air like on the waterfront. You know, and not so much unions, but
Эй, нет. Продолжайте, ёп. Блин. Фак, ладно. Так, хорошо, вот тут вот мы можем пройти. Давайте, быть может, мы сейчас все-таки выйдем к нашему ресторанчику. Вот тут, кстати, наверх-то я не ходил здесь. Насколько я помню. Да, я вышел к ресторану, отлично. Замечательно, блин. Большой путь надо проделать, чтобы добраться-то. Хорошо. Тем не менее, пойдемте попробуем сделать то, что я хотел. Может, у тебя что нового есть?
Evening, Lupe.
Hi, Manny. I have a note for you from Lola.
Lola?
Yes. Now, where is it?
Oh,
Where? Oh, here. No, wait. Dang. I have a whole new system for messages. Just let me... Here. No, wait. Be quiet. Here it is. Wait a second. It's empty. There was something inside. It felt like a key.
A key?
Yes! But did somebody come back here and snake the key while I was sorting the coats? Who would do that? They messed up my whole system!
Ключ. Мне его дали? Или просто сказали, что там был ключ?
So these is like scenes are from the production of the game in a way where Leslie would come to me like, look what I made. I made a chart of every single scene in the game plus every single actor and I coded it. Yellow means Manny's in it and blue means this prop is in it. And she's so excited about these things that she did. And this character is doing the exact thing.
Yep.
You have to take things from your life and put them in your work, you know. Even though they don't read anything to anybody else.
Well, that just means work will be about life rather than life being about work, right?
Exactly.
Так, а ты мне все-таки можешь отдашь ключ?
Hi, Manny.
Okay, back to work.
Okay.
Evening, Lupe.
Но ключ-то...
Hi, Manny.
Okay.
Okay.
Но ведь он мог от чего-то быть... того, что мне нужно. Так, давайте опять съедем. Ведь они на это столько времени потратили. Так, с тобой... Может, с тобой есть какие-нибудь новые диалоги? Да.
I just had a run-in with Domino and Meche. We're leaving town.
What? How?
Domino's got Meche. We're going after them tonight.
What should I do?
Just sit here until I get a boat.
Sit here. Check. Okay.
Sounds good.
I know it.
Так, все-таки пойдемте, я наведаюсь к этому чуваку с буквой Ч. Я не помню, как его зовут.
Manny?
Can you make reasonable union cards?
Manny, are you going to start moonlighting? Or are you just looking to hang out with the sailors?
Can you do it or not?
I have a deal for you. If you can retrieve my money from Maximino, I can make you president of that crooked union.
I don't need to be president. And why does Max have your money?
I put a whole suitcase of it up for collateral on a rather large wager last month. The race was fixed, Manny. They stole my money like common thieves. Here, take this VIP pass and use it to get into the High Rollers Lounge. They won't let me in there anymore. There should be a safe somewhere in the wine cellar, and my suitcase should be in it.
And you can get me a card tonight.
If you make it back, Manny, the card will be on the table.
Отлично, ребят. Ну все, мне от тебя больше ничего не нужно. Так, ну вот мы и поняли, что делать-то. Нам нужно в этот продажный... продажную эту... Как он? Кошачьи забеги, где, короче, происходит. Пойдемте наверх. Сюда. Сюда. И... Сможем, интересно, опять сделать так же, как и в прошлый раз? Вот здесь вот упасть. Тут можно посмотреть.
Lola, Lola, where are you?
Упасть можно? Нет. Ладно, нет, так нет. Пойдемте спустимся, как нормальные люди. Вот здесь вот. И пойдем в этот клуб азартных людей, который находится, в свою очередь... Ну, в общем, мы там были уже, поэтому вы знаете, где он находится. Так, я не буду пользоваться лифтом. Я просто не помню, куда он ведет, если честно. Поэтому я просто пойду по той дороге, которая уже точно известна мне. А именно вот тут. Чтобы уж не потеряться опять. А то, блин, я люблю это делать, поэтому лучше не надо. Лучше не надо. Давай, давай. Так, все, теперь мне вниз надо, по-моему, да. Или наверх. Вниз. Все, клуб азартных людей находится вот здесь. И знаете, туда мы пойдем, пожалуй, в следующей серии. Вот, сейчас я надеюсь, что вам понравилось. Если это так, то ставьте лайк, комментируйте, можете подписаться. А с вами был Flapjack. Всем пока и счастливо.